Hey guys, it's Bill from Linden, Tennessee. This weekend has been a very big learning experience for me. I did not know, I'm sure some of you watching did know, but there are a number of combinations of mule drives and mowing decks. Now, I've gone through 3 different mule drives trying to fit up to this mowing deck right here. I've got one that looks exactly like it outside, but they're not the same. This one, apparently, I think, is a 54-inch deck off of one of the red Cub Cadet tractors. And this mule drive here is for a wide frame deck, like wide frame tractor with a deck like that, but it's more for the one that I've got outside. And it doesn't matter. The point is that I've gone through several of them, taken them apart and mix and matched and stuff, and it still doesn't work. And the problem that I'm having with it right now is right about here, the pulley comes up and hits this drive down here. Now the ones for the red tractors, they got a little notch that comes out, and it's kind of a different situation. It's just different. So that's the one I need. The guy that I'm getting all these things from, Robert, he's got one. So sometime next week, I'll just cruise on over there and get it and try it. And I had convinced myself that I needed that mule drive so that I can line up where this front motor goes, but it occurred to me that I don't, because all the mule drives, some of them got a different configuration for the pulleys. See, those two are kind of wide, whereas these ones are kind of narrow. This is actually the front for a narrow frame. That's probably why that's narrower, but these are wider. This is most likely what it's going to end up needing. As long as that is in place, then that'll tell me where this needs to be relative to everything else, so that I can put my mount in there. So that's what I did, and I took a straight edge and made sure that these are straight with each other and that's flat with each other, and that this plate, whether it's right or wrong, is parallel with this plate. And to do that, you use one of them little magnetic digital angle finders, and just did a whole bunch of measuring, and then finally did some trimming, got rid of this extra part up here, did a little cut out there for any wires or cables that need to pass through, and yeah, that's going to be it. That's going to work out pretty cool, I think. And then I got to thinking, since I've got this ridiculously powerful motor, I think I brought it up before, and I've got this very long shaft here, what I want to do is something like this. So I'd like to run a power takeoff clear all the way back. Now this will be spinning, of course, at motor RPM or something like motor RPM. I could put a larger pulley here to step this down, but this will go all the way back to the back. And they've got these deals, they're called a speed reducer, and you would normally put it on a 540 RPM tractor PTO, and it would speed up the motor, speed up the output speed so that you could connect it to a hydraulic pump for whatever reason. Well, if I take one of those and flip it around the other way, then I can take the 3500, 37 RPM from this motor, run it backwards through that thing, and end up stepping the speed down to a 540, and that would be pretty cool. And then I could run 540 RPM implements off of the back of it or something, or not, I don't know. But in order to do that, I wouldn't want to have this thing running all the time. So I've got this blind gear Grob shaft, I think we call it at work, but this is sort of leftover pieces from the articulating tractor I built, and this is just a Lovejoy, just a kind of proof of concept sort of thing. But once this is here and mounted and bolted good, then this will just sort of slide back like that and completely come undone. But you get the idea. It slides back and forth, and then if you want to engage it, you'd slide that forward and it would engage, and if you wanted to undo it, you'd slide it back and it would disengage. And I need to have some sort of like an over-centering spring to make sure that if it's engaged, it stays that way, and if it's disengaged, it stays that way. So, or I don't know, I'll probably try and find some kind of like a shift fork. We use something similar to that at work, and transmissions all have them. So some sort of a shift fork that goes over that and can move back and forth to engage and disengage that. And then I could have a lever out here, or maybe a pull, a push rod here that, you know, you could have a lever back here. It would disengage, whatever. But yeah, so that's what I think I'm going to try and do. And then if I wanted to do that, I could run it all the way back, and I could run directly off of that shaft a hydraulic pump like I was going to do in the first place, and maybe power a backhoe or something. Hell, I don't know. I may not use it at all, but I need to do something with this motor because it's really, really big. And I definitely want to go through all the trouble that I have to, whatever I need to do to get this 54-inch mower deck working, because I'll have the power to turn it for sure. And I think this pulley is a 6-inch pulley. Now the pulley on front of all of Robert's tractors anyway, they were more like 4-inch pulleys, but he said that a lot of times guys will put a bigger pulley on the front because it'll speed up your tip speed on your mower, and it'll do a much better finish of the motor. It'll make it louder, but it'll cut better. So probably going to just stick with that. And it seems to line up pretty good with those belts going down there. So I like how that's coming along. Everything's just kind of tacked up right now. If I wanted to remove it, it would really suck because the tacks are in hard places to grind out if I had to, but I don't think I'm going to have to. The one thing that I haven't done yet is put the grill on here to see how my clearance is going to be, because this is obviously back behind that, but I'm pretty sure this comes out and it does one of these little numbers. So there may be some trimming involved of the grill panel, but I think it's going to be okay. What's left to do, I still need to go ahead and finish welding that together. That's where I had my spacer, so I'm going to go ahead and weld that back to original. And yeah, so that's coming along pretty nice. Now that the motors are in there, I can go ahead and work on putting all the shafts and stuff back in there, getting that all right, get the hood, and basically just start putting this thing back together and wire it to get it to go. Tractors are pretty simple, and this is no exception. So, and I'm going to try and keep it that way, just to make it simple and reliable and fun. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.